Sandra all the time is here with a cold heart true. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra. And
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth-telling, more problem-solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you.
Sandra all the time is here with a cold heart true. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra.
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth-telling, more problem-solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you.
People talking. What are they talking about? This world's gone crazy, and I'm trying to find a way out. Nobody knows where we're going, or if we're going at all. Cares if we stand, if we have nowhere to fall. It's a singing symphony, playing as the ship goes down. It's a porcelain epiphany, breaking if it hits the ground. I gotta find a way out. So many questions answered without an answer to tell. Too many things on my mind for anything to go well.
All right, folks, rise and shine, K-Man. How is everybody doing? Beautiful Wednesday morning, I believe. Yes. Hump Day Wednesday is here. Everyone is good. We give thanks because we're alive. And as far as we know, we're pretty good. Lots of people can't say that, so gratitude. All right. We got lots to talk about as always. Very, very interesting show yesterday. If you missed it, don't forget, you can always go back and watch shows. So to make your life easier, what we do is we actually put the shows, we're live streaming on social media and it stays there. Facebook, YouTube, the Instagram's a little bit different, so it doesn't quite stay there. You kind of have to watch Instagram live. But otherwise, you can still catch it on YouTube and Facebook. And to make your life super, super easy, because we know, you're going to be like, oh man, Sandy, I still can't find it. We even put it on the website. So if you go to the website, it's fairly easy and simple to find it there as well. So it gets posted daily with the various links. Makes your life easy, and it's under the category of talk shows. Couldn't get easier than that. And of course, the best way to get all of the news in a timely fashion is to simply join our WhatsApp channel. And the WhatsApp channel is very, very easy to join and relatively easy as well. Some people say, oh my gosh, I get everything now. And I said, yep, that's the whole idea, honey child, behind the WhatsApp channel. So even in the middle of the night, we got staff publishing stories. Some of you are late risers. Some of you are early risers, and you can get it right away. Oh, somebody's calling me this morning. Let's see who this 640 number is. Uh-oh, they hung up, honey child. I don't know who that was. But remember now, don't call me during showtime because I'm busy. I'm working. Those are my work hours. And yes. I'm not sure, 640, that's normally a company number. So somebody's calling me probably about some appointment or something. Who knows? I don't know. Okay. So welcome and good morning to one and good morning to all. Let's do roll call real quick. Roll call. Hello. Evelyn, Marshall, Dee Dee, Deandra, Patricia, Miss Lucille, Nisa, Strong Will. Oh, somebody's WhatsApping me and I forgot to mute that tab. There we go. Pat, Amy. Hello, Miss Amy. Damaris, Lala. Who else is here? Show us your Caymanian manners and say good morning, folks. We're on our way to 200 already on the live stream. And, okay. All right. All right, let me see now what we're going to kick off the discussion with this morning. All right, very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we got some stuff that's been going viral. I'm going to download one of those items here this morning. Okay. All right. Present Mish. Good morning. No, he has to join. He has to join the channel. All right. So somebody said for some reason he can't add himself using the link, then I can't add him. So how channels work is it's not a group that I can add people. I can block people, but I can't add people. So what he has to do, this is kind of interesting. My apologies. Still got a little tickle going on there. What I have found works is if he joins from a computer. So you know how you can log into WhatsApp on your computer and join that way? Some people, depending on, I quite haven't figured out why, but I do think it might have something to do with their version of WhatsApp. or their phones and so forth, but have him join via the PC WhatsApp, and he should be perfectly fine. And then he'll be able to get the notifications on his phone. Good morning, caller. Oh, hold on. I can't hear you. Let me just try to reconnect here and see. Hello? No, still can't hear you. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to restart the phone. Sometimes it's a little bit, I unplugged it last night to do some updates, not really updates, but to actually charge it. And now the board isn't picking it up. So let me just restart it. Normally a hard reboot solves that problem in a hurry. All right, so we powered it off, and I'll call you back. Don't worry, I will call you back. Have I paid my flow bill recently? I can't remember. Gotta remember. All right, so give me 1 second. Yes. All right. So who else is present in class this morning? Miss Jennifer, present. Wee Wee, good morning. Shamika, present. Juliet, present. Devani, good morning, good morning. Siobhan, good morning to you. Janelle, present. Miss Juanita, good morning. Oh, I still can't hear you, honey child. What on earth is going on this morning? I can. Hello?
Hi, good morning. How you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Yes, honey child.
I'm sorry, I was talking to my boss. Can you hear me now?
My dear, we can hear you very well.
Okay. I would like to talk to you about the apartment in Windsor Park on Oak Mill Street.
Oh.
Yes, this apartment is owned by a Haitian descendant man.
Okay.
Miss Sandra,
yes, ma'am.
The apartment is very filthy. It's very unprofessional to live in. It has a scent that when you wake up in the morning, that scent gives you a headache.
Lord Jesus.
Come on now. We all know we have to pay rent to live.
Let's back up. This is a single apartment unit. This is an apartment building. This is a house with multiple rooms. What is this?
Yes, it's a house with multiple rooms.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're living in one of the rooms?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
So you say that when you say the apartment, you mean the whole house has an odor?
Well, where I'm living in the front section there, it has a very bad odor.
Do you know what is causing the odor?
Yes, it's the thief, because he's not getting the cess tank drawn with the thief. Plus, the
wait. You said the thief, meaning the landlord.
The thief. It's like that. The thief tank is full.
Oh, the cesspool.
Yes.
I thought you were saying the thief. I was a little bit confused there. All right. So basically, he's not having the septic pumped out.
No, and the other problem I have is.
But isn't that overflowing by now? Because if you don't pump them out like you're supposed to, they actually will overflow.
That house inside there is stink, especially when you go inside the bathroom with that scent. No, the other problem is he does not pay for water. He has some black tanks there giving people water from. And
you don't have running water at that facility?
No, ma'am, he don't have. He have black tank, and when you turn that water on, that water is smelling.
Ew.
When I moved there this morning,
you have to bathe in that water?
No, I don't bathe. I go by my friend to bathe. But I'm saying, what about the other tenants who are there who is here to speak up, who have to use it? Because the lady in the room from me, she told me that when she uses it, that water is bumping up her skin. She's from Nicaragua. She can't do no better. I said, lady, you have to speak up. Let your voice be heard.
Lord, have mercy.
And when I called my uncle yesterday, who's a big man over here, he told me that apartment been around long time. Why it can't close down?
Wow.
The other apartment that he have on Smith Road, he have the people them in the same living condition and they're bathing out of buckets. How can you be?
They have more than one apartment?
Yes, he have one on Smith Road as well. He don't give us no fridge. I don't have no fridge. The stuff that he give me, Lord, I don't know what this man think it is. And then he have all these rules, like if somebody come there and sleep in the room, which is $200, no problem with paying the rent, but the place not up to date for that. Plus you're charging security deposit. Ain't nothing could mash up there because there's nothing there. And the people them scared because he coming around cursing and talking like as if he could beat somebody. No man, we need some help from the health department to come there. When we have to be buying air freshener to plug in the room. When you can't even bring no food in there to say you're gonna eat. It's filthy, Miss Sandra.
Oh my
and
God.
I know foreigners come here, we have to pay rent.
Yes.
But oh my God, at least fix up the facility for us to be comfortable so we can come out to work healthy and pay you guys.
Yeah, this is
From
an
I moved
ongoing
there, I
issue.
having a
And
headache.
yeah,
From I moved there, I have a headache and place hard to find. This man
yeah.
talk, oh, I got fix up this, oh, I got fix up that, oh, I got fix up this. Nothing not getting done, Miss Sandra.
Wow.
As I sent you the video, you can look at the video. Nothing not getting fixed, and that's not right for other tenants. We need to be a voice of the people. You can't be taking people money and not doing anything. And when they talk, you cursing, not because they are foreigners and you have papers. That does not mean anything. We all have blood. You want to be upstairs in your old Dante Shandy place and we downstairs living like dogs. No, we're paying $750 for a room. At least make us comfortable. We have roach killing us.
How many rooms? How many rooms are rented?
Well, in the little section that I am right there, you have 3 rooms there.
Okay.
And then you have on the other side, and then you have in the back. It's a big apartment. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a big, but in my little section, because I recently moved there, so I don't know who all live there, and I do construction. So when I leave out for 5 o'clock in the morning, sometime I don't go back till 6, so I don't really see who all there. But the lady who is sharing the room beside me, I know her.
Okay. You have your landlord's information? Yeah, I'm assuming you want me to speak to your landlord.
Yes, no problem. I don't even know his name, to tell you the truth, but I have his number.
Okay. Send me the number on WhatsApp.
Okay.
We're going to give the landlord a call. We do have some guests coming into the studio for 8 o'clock, so I will deal with our guests first, and then we'll give your landlord a call. So just to be clear, the major issues you're having is the septic tank. Is it being serviced or pumped out? You've got roaches, no access to fresh water, and roaches all over the place.
No fridge, no stove, and the kitchen is not up to date for cooking. I mean, if the house is scented, you cannot cook in there. But then you don't provide no decent fridge. You don't provide a different.
You don't have you don't have a fridge or a stove?
No, we give us a little 2-burner stove to cook on. You can't do that, and we're paying you so much money. I paid $1,500 to move in that apartment, and from I live there, I can't cook. The house is filthy. No fridge, no stove. What you gonna give a tenant a 2-burner stove to cook on? You mad or you sick?
So no fridge at all?
You're gonna tell me if my friend no fridge at all, Miss Sandra. I could video it again later when I go home and show you. And then you're gonna tell me if I have anyone sleep over, it's $200 extra on the rent. And better place out there in Cayman for $950. You crazy or what?
I'm curious. Did you view the premise before you moved in?
Yes, I viewed the premises before I moved in.
Okay.
But mind you, landlords will tell you they're going to fix this and they're going to fix that to get your money. Because how he spoke and what I'm currently going through now and other tenants is currently going through, Miss Sandra, is a no-no for me.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
And the lady in there, she's scared. She's from Nicaragua, and she said, if you could do it for us, that's fine, because I don't have nobody here, and I don't want to call and then you hear my voice, and then I have to get put out. But I'm not scared, because I can keep in my car until I get somewhere.
I think the truth
so I will be talking.
Yeah, and I mean, it's sad that you have to live in your car, but I'll tell you what, the truth of the matter is, it sounds like everybody needs to be put out and the place needs to be properly dealt with.
That's why I'm calling you now, Sandra,
yeah,
to
so
bring the
she better start
government
looking for a
attention
place
to this.
anyway.
Even the one on Smith Road, they complaining. Why you guys not calling Sandra? Why you guys not talking?
Wow. Oh my gosh. All right, let's send me the number in the WhatsApp and let's see if we can figure out what's going on here.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank
Thanks, Stu.
Okay.
All right, here.
Miss Sandra, bye. Okay.
Oh, wow. We desperately need I think we have something in place, but obviously it's not sufficient for local rental properties. We have a very rigorous process for short-term rentals, Airbnb, that sort of thing, which is interesting, but there's absolutely nothing in place, no holistic sort of licensing in place for regular people who rent. And I think that it's long overdue, and it's time that we put some minimum standards in place and these properties, and there should be a reporting number for people who are non-compliant. You guys shouldn't have to call me about this. There should be a body that deals with these things and an actual reporting number where you can report it and something is actually done to shut down these slumlords, because that's basically what that is. That's a slumlord situation. You should have access to proper running water. You should have access to the septic, working and functioning properly. And my goodness, for what'd she say she's paying? $700 a month. You should at least have access to a stove and a proper fridge. So this sounds quite ridiculous, to be honest. And I saw Lance's comment. He said, just find another place. Well, the problem is, unfortunately, there will always be people who, are sort of at the bottom of what they can pay. And, he'll always have tenants. That's why slumlords don't care, because they are in a very, very, enviable position, and that they will always have tenants. And so they just move on to the next tenant and nothing's ever done about them. So I think the solution isn't to say, just find another place to that individual. The solution is somebody needs to shut that place down. All right. We do have guests in the studio, so let's deal with our guests first, and then we'll get back to solving your problems, honey child. I am very, very happy to have in the studio with me today two beautiful young ladies who are here on behalf of the Alex Panton Foundation. They have their annual Youth Mental Health Symposium that's coming up on the 15th of the month. So please, if you've not registered for this as yet, you still have an opportunity to do so. I attended last year, and it is an amazing, symposium. You learn so much. There was one recording in particular, one guest speaker, I should say in particular, that was talking about the adverse events in your life as a child that then go on and how it impacts your life as an adult, and the trauma that children can go through and how significant that trauma is. And I often think to myself that if we as people in the community, parents and others, understood how traumatic childhood experiences are and how it directly impacts children, we would do a lot more to try to ensure that children grew up in a safe and healthy environment. And that's really our collective goal that we should all be aiming for. So I want to go ahead and first welcome Emily Kelly. Good morning, Emily. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. And congratulations on another successful event this weekend. I know you guys had your annual 5K.
Yes, the Addison Kelly Butterfly 5K. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. So you guys continue to grow from strength to strength every year that you have that amazing event. And so congrats on that. And we also have joining us, and by the way, Emily has been on the program before. She's the executive director at the Alex Panton Foundation. And we also have Miss Renee Ebanks. So let's bring Miss Renee in. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm grateful to be here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Renee is the program manager at the Alex Panton Foundation. So both of you, is it about a year now that you've been in your respective roles? I feel like.
Renee is very new still.
I completed actually yesterday was by date 3 months with APF with Alex Panta Foundation.
Okay.
So
All right.
very fresh, but
Yes.
still, I'm so excited. I love
Yeah.
being part of this foundation.
Absolutely. Well, that's amazing. And I think, Emily, you've been about a year as executive director?
I was with APF for a year as program manager and then moved into the
Yes.
executive director role 3 months ago. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So it was 3 months ago as well. All right. Good stuff. All right. Well, let's talk about it. It's a wonderful opportunity to highlight your upcoming symposium. Tell us how many years you've been doing it and what are some of the exciting things that's on the agenda for this year?
Absolutely. This is our 8th annual Youth Mental
Wow.
Health Symposium. Yeah, 8 years. It's pretty incredible, the pathway that APF has paved with an event like this. And, each theme over the years has kind of built on the other. And this year's theme is turning the tide together, providing hope for our youth. And so last year's was building bridges, the power of connection, acceptance, and belonging. And the year before that was let's talk about trauma. And so, it's putting trauma open and without shame, and then talking about how do we rebuild and build connection through that. And now we're in a place where we feel we're really moving and stepping into solutions and hoping that youth lead the way with that. So we're really, really excited about this year's theme. And we've got, I believe, about 21 speakers.
21. Yeah.
Wow. That's a good number.
Yeah, we're
Oh my
really
gosh. So we're gonna go through some of the specifics of what people can expect this year, and of course we're encouraging people to make sure that they get registered, even if they can't do the full day. Come for part of the day because you'll definitely get to hear, amazing. I'm hearing a little bit of. There we go. Sorry. Oops. For some reason, I'm getting some feedback on my end here. I'm not sure if anybody else can hear it. I think I might have accidentally touched the button, but that's okay. So yeah, I was just saying that it's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity for you to get to hear experts and individuals speaking about sometimes their own mental health journey or children and their families and so forth. So let's go through some of the details of what people can actually expect this year.
Yes, we've got 2 panels and a number of other speakers, some of which are internally. So we'll have myself and our Clinical and Education Committee chairperson, Dr. Chantal Bassan, presenting on a plethora of data. So it'll be pulling from Alex's place with HSA, what the mental health professionals are seeing there from youth, pulling from the Inspire event that we did in collaboration with the Ministry of Health in October of last year. So what young people were sharing out in the open among other young people with trusted adults, and also data from APF's Kids Helpline. So what young people are sharing in confidence. So we've kind of got 3 tiers of information coming directly from young people that we're really, really excited to share with the community and talk about what the trends are coming out of that and how exactly we can use those to move forward with youth-led solutions, really. Renee is moderating one of our panels. Renee, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so just tie in with what Emily said about having all these different avenues for information or data from the youth. We're actually having a panel with 4 young persons within the community as well. And the reason why the title for it is Youth Stories is because each of them have such similar experiences in a sense, but they're still so different, right? So it's just very open, very honest communication. I'm hoping that the panel is just a conversation where we allow acceptance, where we just hear their different stories and, hey, understand that young people go through these things too. So I'm really excited for that. The conversations that have been coming up for us lately have just been so eye-opening. Even as a person who's been in this field for almost 10 years myself, it's just so impactful just for them to own their story and have that platform to share that story.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. My apologies. So it's happening on Saturday, the 15th of February from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Ritz-Carlton, which I know has been the venue, I think, for a number of years now. So lots of space, lots of room. Tell us a little bit about the individual speakers now that we can expect to hear from. Emily, in fact, your mom is one on the lineup. I was kind of like, oh, that's great.
Yes, Miss Rhonda Kelly will be joining. And she's APF's marketing and communications chairperson, and she'll be presenting about the Addison Kelly Mental Health Education Fund and how that is supporting mental health first aid growth in the Cayman Islands. I don't want to give too much away.
Yes.
I want to encourage people to come. She's got some really exciting updates to share with the community. So I would love for her to have a good attendance for that.
Yeah. I'm in my seat over here, just like, I'm so excited for that information to come out. It's like, oh, so exciting.
Yeah. And of course, you know, I think a lot of people in the community will know a little bit, Emily, about your family's journey and why this is something that's so close and dear to your heart. You know, you guys, unfortunately, your sister suffered from some mental health issues, and out of that has come, I'm sure, a lot of pain, but you guys are taking this pain and turning it into something positive and trying to help others in the community, especially young folks who, you know, could really use the resources and people who actually have some understanding of what they're going through. So thank you to your family, really, for being so open as you have been, because I know that that's definitely not something that's easy. So we have a full list of amazing speakers lined up. Renee, you're actually going to be speaking as well. Can we get a little bit of a snippet about perhaps what you'll be talking about?
Well, that is more so of me moderating the panel.
Okay.
So that is more the moderation. So I'll throw little things here and there in the conversation that I'll have with the youth, the persons on the panel. And but that's more so of that. But I'm really excited. A little nervous, but I think that's absolutely normal as well, right? Because we're human.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And we've got Miss Lizette Yearwood. She's at HSA. And she's also working closely with the Alex Panton Foundation. You've got a number of individuals from clinical psychologists and, you know, tons of professionals on your speakers list, both internal to your organization and then lots of external speakers. So, of course, the governor will be there. This is her second year because I know she attended last year as well. Honorable Juliana O'Connor Conley, the premier, will also be there. You've got Miss Cayman speaking, so that should be pretty exciting as well, and a number of different clinical specialists. So what can we expect to hear? You've got Dr. Lockhart, Dr. Lamb. I'm just looking at some of the physicians, Dr. Smith. So a whole lineup of like medical professionals who will be part of the speakers list as well.
Yes, we're really excited to bring so many people from across Cayman's mental health community together for this. The first one I want to highlight is Monique Anderson. She is a school counselor at John Gray. She also leads the Girls Rise program, which is like the equivalent of the Boys to Men program, but for young girls. Okay. And she is a wonderful human. She does such a great job connecting with the students there. And she has a really empowering speech coming up at the symposium. So we're very excited to have her join us. She's, I can't speak highly enough about her. She cares so much about the students she works with and is such a great resource for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I must say that I didn't know there was an equivalent for the young ladies. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's still in early years. I mean, Boys to Men, of course, has been up and running for a very long time. And Rise is maybe on its third year. Monique, if you're listening, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But it's only a few years old, but she's doing such a brilliant job with allowing the girls to voice what they care about, what they need most, and doing whatever she can to help meet that. And she juggles a lot there and still finds time to dedicate to that. So I just respect her so much and admire her.
Fantastic. All right, wonderful.
Dr. Erica Lamb and Layla Shim from the National Drug Council. They'll be co-presenting on the most recent National Drug Council data. So every other year, NDC collects data, of course, about substance use from students, but we have been so grateful to join in on that opportunity to collect mental health data as well. So the two of them will be co-presenting about what's been shown in the most recent one. So it's the 2024 data, and that'll be really insightful as well.
Fantastic. All right.
And if I can just jump in, right? I know
Yes.
that all these professionals are from the mental health space, but I just want to highlight that each of them come from a different perspective, a different avenue within the mental health space. So I'm looking at as Emily talked about, Monique Anderson, school counselor. That is like the groundwork of everyday interaction with students or just young persons, like from 7 or 8 o'clock to 3 and even beyond, 5 days a week, because school is somewhere that children have to be. So things that come up in that arena, not everyone sees within, like, say, a therapist's office per se. Like, it's just different avenues. So I do think that is so important to have those different avenues, because that ties in with the theme of turning the tide together, because it's like, okay, yes, we're all in this together, but let's look at each other's perspectives and how we can actually tie that in together and create a more cohesive community in supporting young person's mental health.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So tell us a little bit about, in addition to the amazing lineup, I know normally there's like a little lunchbox so that people can stay the entire day if they'd like to. But what do people need to do to actually get registered for this event? So we're coming up close now. Today is already the 5th or the 6th. Till the 5th.
Yeah, 10 days.
It's coming up fast.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what people can actually do if they're interested in getting registered.
Of course, they can head directly to the Alex Patton Foundation's website. So that's alexpattonfoundation.ky to register. In addition to the registration link, they can find all of the other information about it. The agenda will be released this week, so they can really get an idea of what time everything is happening and make sure that they're there. Ideally the whole day, but if they only have time to see if they know what time those are happening. And we also have a number of exhibitors that are kind of out in that hallway space. So in addition to listening to amazing speakers and panelists, you can also get a really amazing sense of all the resources available across Cayman, the different clinics available, other NPOs, and it's a really, really valuable morning, full day to connect across the community.
Absolutely fantastic. So again, folks, if you're just joining the program this morning, we're speaking to representatives from the Alex Patton Foundation. They are getting ready for their 8th annual Youth Mental Health Symposium on the 15th of February. Everyone is welcome to come out, especially parents. Anyone who has, I think, any connection with our youth would be very, very, interested in the lineup of guest speakers, in-house speakers, their roundtable discussions. Everything is just beneficial to know and to understand. So if you are youth ministers, a regular pastor, you work in schools with children, you have children, you've got nieces and nephews, like I think everyone literally can benefit from this. People, of course, I will expect to see all of our budding politicians there and the current MPs as well. Come on out. They're going to be, just run through the topics for a second here, helping to instill hope in our youth in the Caymanian culture context, so very, very specific to us. The ripple effect, how mental health first aid can transform lives. Supporting Cayman youth with experience of sexual grooming, a call to action. No doubt that will be super interesting. Self-love, the gateway to healing. From struggles to strength, inspiring hope for our youth. And the update on Alex Place, Inspired Kids and Kids Helpline. Breaking the surface, what Cayman youth see, feel, and need. And just a quick note, of course, last year we saw the sort of announcement that the Kids Helpline was coming online at the symposium. Are we expecting any sort of like special nuggets this year? Emily, you might know. You don't have to tell us what it is, but is anything coming your way?
Yes.
Okay.
I will say on two sides. One is more information about the Kids Helpline now that we've been up for a year.
Yes.
My goodness, I can't believe it's been a year already.
Yeah.
And secondly, we'll also have a presentation on new material that's been created in partnership with the Family Resource Center, which is about healthy practices with screen time and social media usage for youth. And the recent global research that has been done on the impact of screen time and brain development, mental health. It's really, really interesting data. And of course, we don't want to throw a bunch of data out without guidance on how to navigate putting this into practice. And so we'll make sure that there's information provided on guidelines. So that's kind of a new launch, not as big and exciting as a kids helpline service, but this guideline is going to be really, really impactful for Caymanian parents, caregivers, educators. I think we all kind of have an idea of how much screen time and social media can impact our mental health, but to see it in hard research numbers, the implications of it, it's really insightful.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, sometimes we don't even think about our own mental health as adults, but obviously that's important as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, right. So again, folks, you can go to the website for the Alex Panton Foundation and get registered. We'll be posting stuff, obviously, on our social media channels as well, but it's Alex Panton Foundation.ky. So coming up on the 15th of February, their annual symposium, Youth Mental Health Symposium, is going to be held. And it's an all-day event, but even if you can't come all day, please come out for part of the day. And the theme this year is about turning the tide together, providing hope for our youth. So really about, building resilience, fostering understanding, and finding solutions for Cayman's young people. So anything else that we might have missed that we want to share this morning?
I want to emphasize the event is free 99 at no cost. So we really want to make sure that there's minimal barriers for people to attend and come out. Yeah, and we want to make sure we also highlight our sponsors. We're grateful for them. I mean, as a nonprofit organization, we know that we cannot do any of this without the support of the community, and so we're always grateful for their contributions. And for example, Ms. Sandra, you having us on here to get the messaging out and share far and wide how important it is for us to be having these conversations about mental health difficulties and how to support each other and connect in those moments.
Absolutely. And give a big shout out to some of your other sponsors. I don't know if you've got the list in front of you, but I know a lot of people I really pulled together to make this possible.
Yes, our major sponsors, Tower is our premium sponsor. We're grateful for all their hard work in pulling this event together. DMS Broadcasting, our Gold Plus sponsor, for also similar to you, giving us a platform to share this messaging far and wide. And Ugly Properties, they are our Wi-Fi sponsor, which is critical. We cannot have that event flow without smooth Wi-Fi. So really, really especially grateful for those three. And there are many, many others, all of which are listed on our website.
Fantastic. All right. Well, looking forward. You guys will be back, I know, before the event, just to kind of remind people, obviously, of the details and to get registered. Absolutely free. So there's no barrier, no excuses. Just clear your calendar, even if it's for a couple hours, come out. And I can tell you from past experience, you will not be disappointed. Leanne says these ladies are amazing.
Oh, thank you, Leanne.
Tartarian says it's wonderful to hear about programs like RISE that empower young ladies, just like the Boys to Men does for young men. So yeah, we'd love to hear more about that program as well. So again, thank you to Emily and Renee for coming on the program this morning, both from the Alex Panton Foundation. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right, folks, we're going to switch gears. Give me one quick second here. Awesome. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and switch gears. We did have a complaint this morning. Let me just check her WhatsApp messaging to see if this young lady sent me the number. Let me chill. Okay, I am waiting on the number. All right, I don't see it yet, so don't forget to send it to me. and let me see what is going on. What a hot mess. Oh, is she texting me the number? No? That was a missed call. All right, let's see. Send me the number, honey chill. Okay. All right, so basically the complaint is about what she says is a slumlord situation in Windsor Park. Oh, Aliano says it's my father's location. Aliano, looks like we may have to call you then. Oh, Lord. Okay, so let me see here. Okay. All right, hold on. Oh, I just see a WhatsApp message coming in. Let me see, honey, chill. Okay. All right, let's see whose number we've got here today. Okay. All right, let's give him a call. Not sure who we're calling because they don't know his name. Child, they're not answering the phone this morning. All right, Aliano, we're calling you. You said it's your dad's place, so we're gonna give you a call. I don't know whose number that was that we were actually just calling, but perhaps you're a bit familiar with it. And I'm assuming you live at the location as well. So let's see if we can't get a hold of Aliano and see what he has to tell us. He's a regular listener to the program, that's for sure.
Yes, hello?
Yes, Mr. Aliano. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, God, what I'm in trouble with now.
All right. I see your comment where you said that this is your dad's place. We had another number, but nobody was answering that number. Would that have been your dad's number?
Yeah, 325-7158.
Hold on. Let me see. I don't think that was it, actually. Hold on. Yeah, that was it. So he's not answering.
Okay. Well, anyway, we heard the situation, not Han.
Yes.
And the situation with this woman is she's not paying her rent on time. So instead of paying her rent, she's causing scandal. I'm currently on a boat right now, about to do a Stingray City trip. So if you're free anytime today, go down to the location. He's waiting for you.
All right, because I'm going to be honest with you. I hear what you're saying about this woman, but this is actually not the first complaint, as you well know, that I've gotten about this location. So maybe it's time we had a coming to Jesus moment. Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Andrew, these people come here on low paid income and they're expecting to live in a mansion.
Well, I don't think that she's expecting, hold on a second now, let's be fair. Having a septic that is pumped out and properly serviced and having running water as opposed to tank is not living in a mansion. Those are very basic things. So, I like you, Aliano, and I'm only going to tell you the truth.
Ms. Sandra,
yes?
The septic tank was pumped out 2 months ago.
Well,
the water
what's causing the odor that she's talking about?
Well, it's probably backed up.
Well, then,
give or take, it's backed up.
Well, then that needs to be resolved. You can understand how that isn't a problem. That isn't something that people should have to know. Even if they're paying $1, people shouldn't have to live in certain standards. So if you're admitting that it probably is backed up, then shouldn't that be something that should be properly managed?
No, it will be managed. But this is the thing, no. She expecting stuff to be done in a day. Nothing gets done in a day.
Well, you can call septic
Okay.
people in a day, though. You know, I've had to do
You
it
can call
before.
them in a day, but if they backed up and tell you they can't get to you to the end of the week, what we expect to tell them? They have to wait till the end of the week till the tank to get pumped out.
No, Bobo. NTEC can get to you today. NTEC can get to you today. I know a thing or two about these service providers myself because I have to do it. So they even have emergency 24/7 because sometimes you don't realize that the septic needs to be done until it's very, very obvious. And you can literally call them in the middle of the night and they'll come out. So what I'm saying to you now is I'm hearing a lot of excuses, and what I want to hear are solutions, right? I know your dad is elderly and he's a senior and he has these places rented out, but I mean, let's keep things to minimum standard because I really don't want to have to go there and, you know, make this a whole thing. DEH is going to go down there. The place could potentially get condemned. I mean, work with me on this and get this situation sorted out.
Lysandra, this stuff gets sorted out.
Why is there no proper running water?
No, there is water there. She's just making a scandal out of nothing. The water comes from flowers, so if the water coming from flowers, then the flowers giving us bad water.
What do you mean the water comes from flowers? No, we're just talking about regular running water from the city. Well, we're not a city, but from Water Authority.
The house no longer uses city water because we have a leak. There's a leak somewhere in the foundation and it's running out. So we utilize cistern water.
So you do
to the cistern, it's sterilized.
Okay. But again, you see where you're telling me that there are definitely issues, right? You are accepting that there are some issues that need to be addressed.
Yeah, there's an issue, but it's not an extreme issue where it's causing health backlashes in the lake.
Well, she's saying that people are having rashes and breaking out because of the water.
So we upstairs, then we not have rash. Well,
I don't know. Everybody
we don't have no rashes, and we're using the same water.
Well, what I'm saying is everybody has a slightly different sensitivity level, but you know, that doesn't mean that it doesn't have a problem. I'm just saying. And how long has this leak in the foundation been there that hasn't been fixed?
To be honest, I can't tell you exactly when, but we haven't had water. We haven't used city water in a long time at 6 or 7. The thing is, too, with these people, they're paying a set like room and water, and they're going beyond their water usage. They're going beyond their light usage. They go on to work, they leave AC running, light on. You talk to them about it, then it's like an argument issue. Okay? The other night, downstairs, a pipe is running. Why the pipe is running? They can't see why the pipe is running. Like what? Somebody broke into the house and turned on the pipe? It's never an issue with them. They don't want to pay their rent on time. And whenever you engage them about the situation, we go in Mall Road. Go Mall Road.
So what about there's no fridge in the unit?
There is a fridge, but she wants a larger fridge.
Okay. How many people are sharing? How many people are sharing the one fridge?
At the moment, just between her.
So she has a fridge for herself.
Maybe her. Yeah, they should supposed to have a fridge in her room from the last time I checked.
Okay. All right. And then the stove, there's no proper stove. There's just like a little 2-burner thing.
No, it's supposed to be a 4-burner, but even if it's 2-burner, it's a good 2-burner stove.
I'm hearing that there clearly needs to be some things fixed and perhaps upgraded, right? Listen, here's the thing, Aliano, and I'll say this to your dad when I sit down and talk to him. If you want to be a landlord, right, there are headaches that come with being a landlord. Trust and believe me, I know, Okay. Even up to this morning, I had someone send me a video who's in the Airbnb business with some guy, looks like he's had one too many drinks, trying to mash up their door cam and whatever. There are headaches that come with it, but you have to decide, right? Either you want to be in and do it right, or you're out and don't do it at all, right? I don't think that there should be any half way of doing this. You need to have minimum standards for tenants. If you are charging $700 a month per room, that means your place is only worth $700 a month per room, right? If you had a mansion, you could charge mansion prices. There are rental places in Cayman.
Miss Sandra, and that's exactly my point. They come, they see the location, they agree to rent the location. Then months later, the location is no longer up to the standard because they want to leave and pay no rent.
No, but what she's saying is that she was given certain promises and assertions that things would be fixed because she did see it. And yes, she was told that, oh, this would be.
And my daughter is one man doing it by himself.
But you're his son. I see. Is there another son that just logged on to the show? He has sons. Are you guys not in a position to help him? Otherwise, maybe he should.
No, we do help out a certain aspect throughout the day too. But again, I'm never at home all day. Like I tell you, I'm out on a boat right now doing Stingray City tour.
All right. Maybe you're in a little bit over your head is all I'm going to suggest. If he can't manage it on his own and you're not in a position to manage it, then...
No, Miss Andre, it's not that we can't manage it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's not that we cannot manage it.
Okay.
It gets managed,
yes.
But these people need to learn to live within their means. Renting a $700 4-bedroom house. You're renting a $700 room. You keep the room clean. You utilize the bare minimum that you can to stay comfortable. All right? We upstairs, we're not living in Shangri-La, Okay? I don't have 600 count thread count sheets on my bed. I keep my room at a basic minimum of cleanliness. I buy my bleach. I buy my soap powder. I buy my pine salt. I buy my bacon, my Raid or Bob pesticide, and I spray my room whenever I can. All right. If we are now to take up some sort of service to clean this place every day, would that not be a cost?
It's not about cleaning. Well, it's not about cleaning. When you have roaches, and let me tell you something, roaches are my Achilles. I mean, they're disgusting, and I absolutely hate them. And no matter how clean you keep your place, you'll find one or two here and there. But what I do know is, especially if there's an issue with the septic, a lot of roaches will be attracted to the septic, and what probably needs to be treated for roaches is the septic. So you do, as a landlord, not cleaning, but you do have to have, in my opinion, certain services that you maintain. And one of those services is you need to spray around the property on a regular basis. So that includes treating the septic for roach infestation and scorpions and whatever else might be around the place, and generally treating the entire place. So once a quarter.
Sandra, but it is not a constant issue where we have roach problem. It's very sporadically. And at the same time, these people do not go through the means of keeping their location or their rooms clean. Okay, the last person we had to kick out, if you saw the food containers, pizza box, and all of this stuff piled up in the room, then what? You don't expect to have roaches?
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
All right.
Maybe I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I need you to understand something quite simple. These people
but what I'm trying to say,
these people is expecting the absolute maximum by paying the bare minimum.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, Aliano, is you're probably not understanding what the bare minimum should be, and maybe that's where the problem lies. You need to have a bare minimum standard, even if they're only paying $700 a month. And I'm saying to you, I don't think, based on what I'm understanding, and like I said, it's not the first complaint. If this was the first woman that has ever come to me and said something about this location, I might be more inclined to believe you that she's a troublemaker. But what I'm going to now say to you is there have been other people in the past who've come to me.
Yes, and these people that come and complain, tell them to give you a basic breakdown of how often they pay their rent on time. It is the people who are not paying their rent on time that's causing the most problems at the location. They don't want to pay their rent, and the first thing they want to do is jump on your platform to slander people like we not taking care of the place.
All
Pay
right.
the rent on time.
All right, my dear.
All right.
I appreciate it.
It will be sorted out. But they have to understand, it takes time to get this stuff sorted out. Well, right now, the house still in a semi state of construction, and it needs to be finalized for stuff to get fully completed.
Construction? Are you building the house?
No, there's certain additions coming onto the house.
Why don't you sort out what's there first before you do additions?
Sorry?
Why don't you fix what's there first before you do any additions, like fix the water leak so people can get proper running water?
Yes, Miss Sandra. But if you end up fixing something now in something,
what are you doing? But what are you doing additions for? You see, this is where people get into a business and they don't know what the hell it is that they're doing. You don't go spend money. What kind of additions you talking about? You guys are adding on to the property?
No, we just putting a platform upstairs, and we just doing basic low 1-2 touch-ups around the house. But we having problems with planning department.
Of course you're gonna have problems with planning because look like you're not even got stuff there as is sorted out. I mean, fix the water leak. Don't add nothing else. Don't do no additions. Listen to me, Aliano. Listen very, very carefully. You need to have a conversation with your dad because maybe, I don't know what the additions are supposed to do, but find the foundation leak and fix that so that you can have running water. And then, sort out where you can do. All right. I'm going to let you go because I want to respect your time at work, but we need to have a serious conversation about this location, obviously.
If you want to come to the location anytime, Ms. Andra, you are free to come to the location anytime.
I will do that. No problem.
All right.
Okay. Thanks very much.
All right. We talk later.
All right, dear. Bye-bye. No, sir. First of all, I'm not going to no location when she said there are roaches there because me and roaches, none of friends. Let me tell you something. I am deadly afraid of a roach. If I see a roach, I might have a heart attack. So make sure you have 911 on speed dial. I won't even touch a dead roach, much less. No, sir. Caller, good morning, honey child.
Good morning, honey child.
What a hot mess.
I was just listening to that Ariana, whatever his name is. I'm into the rental business.
Yeah, and people must have some standards, man.
Yes. And the thing about it is they know that these people are desperate for a place to stay. And they will not, and they will just keep jacking up the prices. Unfortunate, my wife does not wait. If somebody move out, they don't wait until another tenant comes in there before she repairs. She repairs it, and then they can come in there. She don't have to make promises. Oh, well, this will be repaired. These, this is where the health department, the government departments have failed these tenants. And it's wrong when you can take a tenant and capitalize on their on what they're going through. I mean, people, we talk about mankind. It is sad. We have lost that long time ago. I'm sympathetic to this. I don't know how old this gentleman is, but I'm 77, and I help my wife, but most of the technical aspects, she calls right away. She got people, the air condition people. The plumbing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be on top of this stuff. But this is what I'm saying, Mr. Dexter. It's not easy being a landlord. Let me make it very, very clear.
It isn't.
But you have to do things at standard. I mean, you have a list of service providers and emergency things. So when things happen, I know who to call. When it comes to pest control, I've got at least 2 companies that I can contact at any given time when it comes to pest control. So if I call one and they're booked out for the next couple of days, but it's an emergency situation, I can call the other one. It's a business. So you have got to be prepared to run it as a business.
You know, the problem is,
hello, Mr. Dexter?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah.
You know, the thing about it is you don't wait until something goes. If you know that it's starting to go, get it repaired.
Yeah.
You know, these landlords want a slumlord.
Yeah.
And they're capitalizing, and the health department needs to go to that place and say, this place need to close down. Mm-hmm. And then he's building, then talk about, we're building another room up in the top.
Why? You sound like you have major issues that need to be fixed. And what you do is you spend the money to fix those things. You don't spend the money to expand and have more rooms or build another platform or whatever. That doesn't make any sense.
And then they take the money and go to
listen to me. If you're in a situation, right, because you got to work the numbers. I had someone reach out to me this week and said to me, you know, they were thinking about putting their apartment in Airbnb. And so they were going to speak to their strata, because some stratas don't allow it. So you need to first clear it with your strata, make sure it doesn't go against the bylaws. And I said, fair enough. And I said, but I want you to also consider the financial viability of it. Because everybody hear this Airbnb thing and people think there's tons of money into this. And there is not. There is not. You need to sit down and think and do the math. So if you consider, right, this is just basic math now, that automatically 30% of whatever you make is going to be taken off the top, because you have to pay tourism tax because they treat you like a tourism accommodation. So government wants their money. That's 13%, rounded up to 15. Airbnb, Verbal, all of them, Booking.com, they're going to take another 15%. So 13% is taken off of your profit before you do anything, before you have cleaning service fees, before you have to spend on supplying toilet paper and whatever amenities that you have for your Airbnb property. It's not what all it's cracked up to be. You have to do the math and ensure that it makes sense for you. Now, there are some locations without a doubt that have, you know, sufficient bookings. If you're in the 90 percentile where you booked 95% of the time, then yes, it might make sense for you. Otherwise, it probably does not make any sense, and you're better off with just a regular tenant, and you maintain the place and you have standards. You know, there are basic standards in this country, and those standards should not be dictated by the individuals who own the property. It has to be now dictated by government or a government department. Thank you, Mr. Dexter. We do have another caller on the line. Yes.
Let me just say one more thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of these people that they're now capitalizing, and these poor people that come from someplace else, mm-hmm. they only see the money that is coming in. They don't realize that they have to put money in and fix up the place.
Exactly.
And it's unfortunate that landlords become slumlords, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. and that's what is going on. But the government of the day has failed. The health department and every other department that's connected with making sure this is going on. If you have a hotel or a condo, what they actually do, they'll come down and they pick on over this curtain here. They don't want tourists to see it.
Thank you, Mr. Dexter.
Okay.
Next caller, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Morning.
Morning.
You know, the unfortunate reality is there's no government agency that can tackle this right now. Because if they do, you think we have a crisis now? If government, whoever it is, whether it's planning, DEH, NAU, because NAU pays for some of these places that people are living in disgraceful places, because there's no other choice. If any government department decides to tackle this, we will have a crisis, because where are all those people going to go? You would be surprised how many of these places that I would consider inhabitable are being rented on island. And if all of those are shut down until they are fixed properly, literally we will have a crisis, because where will those people go? There will be nowhere for them to live.
Mm-hmm.
We will have thousands, not hundreds, thousands of homeless people. It has gotten way out of control, and I don't think anyone could actually tackle it now.
Wow.
How do you tackle it? Where do those people live? It's you could have a whole show literally on just this issue. If I were to take you to some of the places, you would be absolutely shocked.
Well, I think the bottom line is these people are going to have to bring their places up to standards.
They do. Absolutely. They do. They have to.
Mm-hmm.
But if it requires tenants to move out while they do it, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the solution is, but there's definitely a big, big problem.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Folks, it is ridiculous. And like I said, I'm actually aware of this property. This is not the first time that I've gotten complaints about it. And that is why I am not inclined to accept any excuses this morning that it is this particular individual who's causing problems. In fact, let me say this. This is why when I tell you guys, you know, a lot of times information comes to me and I don't always immediately act on it. There are times that I sit on it to see kind of like, what's the next development? What's going to happen? There was a guy who was living there. And, you know, I don't want to say too much about who he is, because if I tell you bits and pieces of the story, it would easily identify him. But he had been there as a tenant for a number of years. I mean, like a really, really long time. And when he moved out, his employers did not realize something had happened to him. He'd gotten ill, and his employers did not realize sort of the living conditions that he was in at this same location there in Windsor Park. So much so that when they went to check on him and they, you know, helped him move out, they took and sent me a picture of his bed. Let me just put it this way. Have you ever seen these shows where, there's an actual YouTube channel about it, where these people are in the business of cleaning up deceased situations. So if somebody's died, they're the cleanup crew, the professional cleanup crew that goes in and cleans up the body. Like after the coroners come in, they move the body. There's a lot of things that are left behind, right? So sometimes people will die of natural causes and they're not discovered right away. They're found days or weeks later. This cleanup crew, their company specializes in professional cleaning services to clean up those types of environments. And so let's just say it's not, most of the time, it's not pretty at all. When I saw his mattress that he had been there all these years sleeping on, it looked like it was from an episode of one of those shows. It was disgusting is not even the word. Folks, if you have a rental property, it is a business, right? Y'all would be upset now. Government started to come in and say, right, we're going to have to start licensing businesses and doing all this kind of stuff and charging you guys a fee, just like they do in Cuba, to make sure that you're keeping it up to standard. Airbnbs have to pay this the fee from government. They pay licensing fees. And they pay, you know, a monthly fee based on whatever they're booking. And government comes in and checks everything. Even the pool company, they be complaining, Sandy, government getting so strict. How is it that y'all are only strict when it comes to visitors to this country who come here and have an amazing experience at these Airbnb, but we have residents and people living here with slumlords and nothing is done about it? It is high time that we had some sort of a board, an agency, something that has the power to go around to these rental properties and shut them down, regulate them, give them a pass or not a pass, right? So license them, and they have to meet certain markers when it comes to their licensing. It's high time that it's done. The government needs to stop fooling around with the health, wellness, and well-being of people in this community. And I don't care if they're Caymanians or foreigners. If we're going to have foreigners here, we can't have two standards here. Okay? We can't have a slumlord situation and then say, oh, that's only for foreigners and that's never going to impact Caymanians. In fact, someone said to me this morning, you'd be surprised the places, because my sister was in a situation, whatever her situation was, you'd be surprised the places that she has been forced to stay in because she simply can't afford any better. So this is what somebody else said. They said, oops, let me see. There's more than one message. They said that they've known people there going back to 2015 who have been complaining about this location. Okay? Is this Aliano from Windsor Park? If so, make him move. Who loved money like his father, and he's not elderly? That ras just disgusting. Years that place has been in a state. They live like Hello?
Good morning, Sandra. Rico here.
Hello, good morning. You're the landlord, right?
Yes. No, I'm not the lord. I'm the owner. But I need to talk to you. If he's a person who can talk reasonable without violence, I'll let you and Danny. Danny know who I am. Danny know my wife. You and Danny or any one of your students to come at 67 Oakmeal Street. I'm doing some work down there and I'm busy. I want you to come with the camera.
Just 1 second for me. You said you're the owner but not the landlord. What does that mean?
No, I'm not the landlord.
Who's the landlord?
Is the Lord. Yeah, I'm the owner.
But who's the landlord? Aren't you renting it out?
The Lord Almighty.
The Lord is the landlord?
Yes. But I'm the owner. I own it, me and my wife.
So the Lord collects the rent for you? Who's collecting the rent?
My children collecting the rent, and we pay CUC half of it. But that conversation cannot go any further. If it's a person who don't like violence, who want the truth, I want you to come with the camera. You can show your students. You have students all over the world. They can see what you're talking about this morning. Please, come with your camera or come with Danny. Danny know me.
Who's Danny? I don't know who Danny is. Who's Danny?
One of your students. Danny Warren know me. Come with him.
Well, I don't know.
Or bring the GHS or bring anybody you want to. Sandra, you want to see what's going on?
Well, Mr. Rico, the first question I have to ask you
Go ahead.
is, are there any roaches there? Because I can't deal with roaches, you know.
How can I know roaches is there?
No, sir. Hey, boss, listen to me. Hold on. Okay, well, listen. Me can't go there and have no roach fly on me, you know. Because then if I drop down dead, what you gonna do? What you gonna do if I drop down? Because roach fly on me.
Sandra, you cannot fall down because you're not a demon.
No, I'm scared of roaches. No, the roach will kill me.
You're for the roaches?
No. Didn't you see that movie, Mr. Rico? Didn't you see that movie where the roaches were spelling in the movie and they said, we're going to get you? All right. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
It's not a Christian movie. Listen. Seriously. Let's talk serious.
No, sir.
It's not a Christian movie.
I don't watch pornography
and I don't watch Christian movie.
All right, I'm gonna come by the location. No problem.
Yeah, come.
All right.
I'm busy. I need to do my work.
Yes.
Listen, you know I want you to come. I want you to come to see what I'm doing. I don't want to do nothing.
Well, I don't want to see what you're doing. I want to see what needs to be fixed and what needs to be done.
Yes.
All right.
Come.
Okay, honey chair. Thank you. What a hot mess. I'm telling y'all, if I go there and any roach pitch on me, y'all gonna hear about that. Because let me have a little bite of my egg. Honey child, I can't take no roaches. Make it be known from now. Miss Stacy can tell you about me and roaches. No, sir. I'll burn down the whole house for one single roach. Lord Jesus. Now I keep the people them on speed dial. Well, this person says that this has been happening a really long time. And they said, he's not elderly, just disgusting. Years the place has been in that state. They live like hogs, hence why they're used to the living situation. His father puts all his money in a red Benz or BMW, but the houses are run down. Have got Benz or BMW? Yes, sir. And he's still adding on to the house, and that's deplorable. I can't imagine planning is allowing that to happen. A friend of mine lived there in 2015, and it was the same BS. They have AC unit inside the house where they enclosed the living room and turned it into a room. They're sick. They've been adding to the house and, hold on. Oh God, hold on. They've been adding to the house and something else. Hold on. They have been adding to the house and not fixing the issues. Oh, because they want to keep adding rooms. Long time. That place needs to be condemned. Ask him if he can do a tour. You can see it for yourself. They going deep clean now. Bare notices going get handout about house inspection. Decades the house has been in a nasty state. However, them people renting just as nasty because they just now want to go out and pay real bills. Well, $700 for a room is a real bill to me. So I mean, I don't know. What's a real bill that's gonna get you someplace that not, in this kind of condition? Go there at night? No. Bobo. That not gonna be happening. Oh, hell to the no. I'm sorry, but under no circumstances. Running from a flying roach. Oh my God. Can I tell you guys something? You know why I'm so afraid of roaches? I'm going to give you all the story now. I'm going to let y'all in a little secret about Auntie. When I was a child, living in Georgetown. Yes, honey child. I grew up poor, but I don't recall seeing roaches per se inside. But one night I was outside, back in those days, you went outside, even at night in the yard. And this flying roach, because, they love to come out at night. Oh, God. Sometimes I'd be walking my dog and I'm like, just don't look up. Just don't look up. Just don't look up. Because if you look up at the lights, you'll see them flying around the lights and stuff. Oh, my God. So I was outside and this roach flew on me, pitched on me, went down my top, and I never saw it come out. So the illogical part of me is like, one of these days I'm going to just be sitting here and all of a sudden this roach has been inside of me all these years and it's going to come out. I screamed and I screamed and I screamed bloody murder. There was another time as an adult. I went out cycling. This is when I had my apartment down in Newlands. Living by myself at the time. I went out cycling, and just as I was coming in, one roach pitched on me as I was opening the door, and I flung down the bicycle and ran inside screaming, "Ah!" Bloody murder. And my neighbors heard me. They thought somebody was attacking me. They came running over. And I said, oh my God, wait a minute. He says, what happened? Where's the perpetrator? I'm like, I don't know, but the perpetrator's a roach. You got to find him. My neighbor was like, what? I said, it's a roach. Try and find him. He had flew on me. And then in my screaming fit, he flew in the kitchen and I had to run upstairs and hide until my neighbor got the can of spray and sprayed him. If you come to my house at every entrance, every doorway, I know Miss Stacy moved the one from the front door, there should be a can of Raid right there just in case I come in and he's trying to follow me inside my house. Oh my God. I am so afraid. The flying ones are the worst, but all of them. I can't even tell you my COVID story. Oh, don't get me started with these roaches. Natasha says, I wish they deal with these slumlords who are bringing down Windsor Park, as many of us homeowners who live in the area do not agree. And this is also the other issue, is it is bad for the property values of your neighbor's property and everything else. So I'm sorry, Mr. What do you say his name is? Mr. Rico, whatever. You have a reputation that is following you in relation to this property in Windsor Park. And I don't think the reputation is just being made up by tenants who don't want to pay their rent. Good morning, caller.
Morning.
Ay.
I just picked myself up off the floor.
Listen, I think these roaches are smart, you know. Sure.
Well, I have a question. You telling me that you take on McKeever Bush, but you're afraid of a roach?
Yes. Yes, that's right. Oh my goodness. Listen, I will run a mile to get away from one of them. No, sir.
I can't talk.
No, man, this is serious. I mean, Marlon will tell you if he is sleeping anything, I'm waking him up to come and get the roach. I got a story about during COVID too, because boy, no,
but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when the World Economic Forum requires us to get our protein from insects?
Listen, I saw something on social media yesterday talking about roaches. The milk of roaches is healthier than cow's milk. I said, are you people crazy? Who has the these people are ridiculous. Roach milk?
No, they're serious. They're serious.
Oh my God.
Actually, the UK did research and got some hot water over it because they put it in, I think it was cereal for kids without telling them and gotten a lot of hot water.
What? Oh my God. I'm scared of frogs too, Claudia. I'm scared of everything.
Later.
Thanks a lot. Yes, honey child. Oh, Jesus. Let me tell you the COVID. I'm going to tell you one more story about me and roaches. COVID. So, you know, during COVID, we couldn't go anywhere, do anything. And I had a little bit of a roach infestation. That's what I'm telling you. Sometimes it happens, you know, but you got to address it. Now, it wasn't in my house, but they were in the attic. Oh, my God. And I didn't know because I'm not going up in the attic. So I don't know. We have a really big attic, right? So apparently anytime someone comes to work on the AC, whatever, they're like, wow, Miss Sandy, you have so much space up here. This is the most spacious attic I've ever seen. It's really big. So only God knows what'll be up there, child. All I know is I'm not going up there. Anyway, we went into lockdown, and one day I was having an evening show. Remember how we used to do our little evening shows? And I had wrapped up my evening show. Now I'm in this office. This is my studio. The staircase to the attic is in the hall, right? So I come out and I pass the attic, what would be like the attic entrance, basically, okay? So I passed that, and they were, I guess that's not sealed like 100%. So they were coming through that, and I didn't even know. So I'm coming out, I'm shutting down like my lights and, you know, putting everything, whatever. And I see something, like I'm literally right here, and I see something go by me. And I was like, what the hell was that? You know how you see it from your peripheral vision? You don't know exactly what it is, but I knew what it wasn't. I'm like, that I no fly, because a fly don't like that. No, TD. I'm like, what the hell was that? And so, of course, my instincts are like, that's a roach, Sandy, get the hell out of here. And I was like, oh my God. But it happened so fast. Like he flew in like, whew. So I ran. I'm like, Marlon, I think there's a roach in here. Can you go find him? He just like flew in here. I don't know where the hell he came from. You know, Marlon, he come in like, I don't see nothing. And I'm like, look good. Get the roach spray. So I get the roach spray, and I almost kill myself with roach spray. Started spraying all over the place. Honey child, the spray was getting to him. So you know what he did? There are cabinets in here, and at the top of the cabinets, they go all the way up to the ceiling, but there's like a little lip up there. He was hiding up there. I said, this is why I tell you, them roaches got sense, you know. They know how to save their own lives, how to preserve themselves. Humanians need to learn a thing or two about that. So yeah, he was hiding all the way up there. And I come in because Marlon, he like, oh, he don't see nothing, don't worry about it, go back to bed. I'm like, who? No man, not sleeping up in this house tonight until you find this roach. And that includes you. Whew, honey child. Even thinking about it gives me heart palpitations. Anyway, I come and I'm like looking. I see him pitched up. They're looking down at me like I can get you. I said, oh my God, I ran back out. I found him. He's at the top. So Marlon had to come spray him. Then he fell down. What? I must go where there's a roach infestation? Somebody say must take a bee suit. I do have I have a suit for mosquitoes. I might have to take that for real. Put that net on. And when I travel, you know, when I went to South Africa, thank the Lord, somebody found a roach in their room when we were out in the country little huts. Praise the Lord, I didn't see any. Because that's the first thing I'd be looking for. I'd be like, look in the corners. Oh my God, I got another roach story, but I'm going to save that for another day. That was in Jamaica. I stayed at a place, beautiful, 4,000 square foot, nice house. But something happened between the last tenant they had and when we got there, and there was like a roach infection. I listen, when you see, I tell my husband, I'm not staying here tonight, you know it bad. The exterminators came in, and the next day, like there was some way that they were getting in the house, and the owner had to try and figure out what happened because he'd actually done some repairs. So somebody left a window open, something. And once they start, that's the end of that. Anywho, because of that one roach in my house, what I discovered was they were up in the attic because somebody went and installed an AC unit for the attic server room and didn't seal the hole properly. So they were getting up in the attic and having a field day. So every time I call the pest control people now, I tell them, make sure you go in the attic, don't step on nothing to break anything, and you need to spray. Okay. And I've seen one since COVID, but make sure. No, sir. Me and frogs too. But frogs, well, they like to hang out at my front door, but they're not normally inside too often. But yes, if a frog get inside, we got a problem. This person says, good morning, Sandy. I think this man is Haitian and has been in Windsor Park causing problems for a very long time. Apparently, obia activity was a big problem there also. Well, do they have any obia for the roaches? Maybe they could work that. Well, I mean, can the obia fix the leak? Use it for something productive. I'm just saying. Lord Jesus. Let me and you go. I'm not afraid of roaches. I feel like I know this place. My sister lived there for a bit, and she left without paying the last month's rent because they refused to replace the bed mattress, which they promised when she moved in. It's probably that same mattress that looked like from that episode of The Dead People I'm telling you about. No, sir, me tell you. Lord Jesus, take the wheel. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I can't take it, you know. No, sir.
Miss Sandy, you got me cracking up.
If me scared. Oh.
I'm so sorry about you and the roaches. But I can totally relate because it was me and lizards.
Oh, my goodness.
They can stay outside, but inside, hear me,
Somebody said I can just call them. I don't have to burn down the house.
No. And this lizard thing with me is generational. My grandmother didn't like them, my mother, and then my generation. But the children, they're COVID lizards. But you really have me cracking up.
Oh my girl, listen, Alden was telling us nobody could come in her house, and I gotta tell you something. I was not listening to Alden. I said no. I don't have to be in contact with the guy, but I made him come and go up in that roof and spray. I was like, you go up in that attic, honey, child, because that one came from the attic, so I don't know what's going on up there. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. So Happy New Year. It's not too late.
Yes,
and you know
I
what?
appreciate
if
it.
you don't do roaches, keep away from it. I don't do dogs too much now because when I was little, we were running somewhere, and one gets me up north to gutter.
No.
And so I have a dog implant in my side, but I have a respectable thing for them.
Yes,
Anyhow,
yes.
one last thing. All these creatures that we don't like, God made them too.
My dear, I have to wonder because they say that they're the only thing that's going to survive a nuclear holocaust or something. That's going to be the roaches. That's how resilient they are. Because they get used to stuff after a while, that big on or whatever. They're not killing them no more. Let me tell you. What a hot mess. So the cat's out of the bag. Now y'all know. I am deadly afraid of them. And boy, I tell you what. All right. So listen, folks, let's do a big shout out, by the way. I'm aware of the immigration video that's circulating. We will talk about that probably tomorrow. We're not going to have enough time today to get into it. But I have seen it from the Royal Gazette. And my initial thoughts are spot on, but it is also a bit of a superficial statement. So our problems go much deeper than that. But at least other people are seeing that our situation is not all that it's cracked up to be in terms of immigration. And as we're looking at some immigration reforms that are coming through, we need to do a deep dive in relation to that as well. But let me give a big shout out to this lady, Miss Grace Ann Atkinson. She found this little dog. Oh, he looks so happy. And so the owner of the dog reached out yesterday and said, oh my God, that's my dog. I love him so much. And, you know, I need to get my dog back. So she had the dog, I think, for a day or so. And in that short period of time, she absolutely fell in love with this little dog. Miss Grace Ann, I can tell you that this is what happens. Dogs have a way of just melting your heart, you know, and really showing you how amazing they are. They are the best little companions in the world. So she did a little social media post thanking me for posting that she had this dog and getting her, the dog's owner, reunited with the dog. And it was a good story. And it all ended well for everyone. And, you know, she shared that she loved this dog so much, such a pleasant little dog, that now they themselves are thinking about potentially adopting a dog. So look at that. Miracles happen every day. And by the way, let me tell you something about dog ownership in case you did not know. His name is Samson. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. He just looks so happy. She says, thanks, Sandy Hill. The owner came for Samson. I really miss him. And I'm not a dog lover. Now I'm going to adopt a dog. My kids always wanted one. But because of my allergies, I can't. But Samson changed my mind. He will have playtimes with me. Oh, that is so adorable. So Miss Grace Ann, you can get dogs that are not, they're what we call like hyperallergenic or whatever. So what that means is they don't shed a lot of dander, which is normally the thing that people are allergic to from them shedding. So they don't shed a lot of dander, and they don't really shed hair either, right? So their fur is a little bit different. Some dogs, and I've had both, some dogs, child, every day you mopping up dog hair and sweeping out and all this kind of stuff. And that's why I have lately been getting the dogs that I have, because the poodles, Shih Tzus, those breeds tend to be in that hyperallergenic category. So they are good for people who have allergies. You're not going to have much issues with them. They don't really shed, so you're not going to find their hair all over the place and stuff like that. So consider the type of dog being very, very important for you. And of course, the Humane Society always has dogs up for adoption. So I would always recommend adopting a dog that needs a good home first. Now, in case you didn't know, studies have shown that people who own dogs have a reduced risk of dementia by 40%. Now, I know y'all listening going, ooh, but I have a cat. Well, apparently you don't get the same benefits from cats. Sorry, cat lovers. I think it is because cats are like whatever. They live and they do their own thing. They're not really into people like that. But a dog they are so amazing. They interact with you in a completely different way. And so I suspect that that has a lot to do with it. You know, you have to walk a dog, which, you know, helps you. Well, you should be walking your dog, I should say, which helps you get exercise, and they play with you, and they, you know, dogs interact with you so much more. So get yourself a dog, honey. Yeah. Just make sure that you're going to actually take care of the dog once you get it. Cayman Brack says, plenty slumlords in Grand Cayman, several in Windsor Park. Property managers always keep them on a blacklist, and he was one of them. Oh my God. What you said, big on perfume, trust and believe. Jim says, rescue, 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 please, and thank you. Yes, one dog at a time. Yep, they also have dogs up for grabs if you'd like to adopt a dog. Cayman Brack says that cats reduce high blood pressure. I don't know. Girl, they might be causing your blood pressure problems. I'm kidding. Yes, I mean, pet ownership is good. All right. Good morning. Oh Lord, have mercy. Okay. All right. What the hell? Oh, sorry. Somebody just sent me something. It's way easier for me to call into CMR live and direct. All right. Okay. All right. So yes, they must have OBF for roaches. This person says he's a resident here owning property and can't speak English. Oh, Lord Jesus. What a mess. Oh. Yes, loving your top this morning. High time government stepped up with these rental properties. I mean, yeah, how difficult can it be? Government put me in charge of it. Because I know one thing, y'all wouldn't be renting to nobody. Not even the roaches. Even roaches got standards, honey, child. I'd be like, this is not fit for roaches, so and not fit for human consumption either, for humans. I tell you what. How are they stay comfortable with no running water? You see, I can't. No. Y'all nasty bad. Y'all nasty. No running water. Talking about flowers delivers. But first of all, that don't make no sense. You know how expensive it must be for flowers to deliver water for you to bathe with? Do flowers deliver those big tanks? Or I didn't even know. I only thought they did drinking water. Not very many people in Cayman do that tank thing. I see it a lot in Jamaica where they catch water on the rooftops with the tanks. And then they use it for like flushing toilets and stuff like that. But no, honey child, this is not no backwards place. Like, what the heck? Ugh. This is the kind of thing. Right now, my skin is starting to itch me when I think about having to bathe in that water. That like post-Ivan. We discovered in our apartment complex that we actually had half the building is only 4 units, but we had half the building that was actually apparently a water storage tank that we didn't know. One of the latch was on a neighbor's porch. And so we were desperate and we were like, oh my God, we actually have water under the building. We had no clue. And so when we took a sample of it to the water authority to test it before we would take a bath, they were like, yeah, it's tested with like, feces and whatever in it, although it's supposed to be clean, green water, it has stuff in it. And they said, but for the purposes of taking a bath, get a big gallon thing, bleach it, put bleach in it, let it sit for, I think it's 48 hours, whatever. And apparently that will purify the water enough for bathing, definitely not for drinking. And I was like, say what? I went and got me some drinking water and did a little splash bathing with that, honey child, because I'm like, oh God, my skin itching now thinking about it. Morning caller. Lord have mercy.
So in Cayman Brac, it's common, the water tanks. They don't have piped water throughout the whole island, right? But here's the thing with those tanks. You can't just continue filling them with water.
Don't they have to be sanitized and stuff?
They have to be cleaned. Literally, my dad would go down in the tank, scrub out the tank, clean it out properly, get all the frogs out. Like, you have to clean them regularly. If you're just adding water, yeah, that can breed, like they can get diseases and all kinds of stuff. So it's not about not having city water pipes, right? That's fine. You can do it with a tank. It's possible.
But you have to maintain it properly.
It don't have to be clean, exactly.
Child, no, sir. I can't deal with that kind of life. Oh my God. One time I was talking to one little guy, right? One little Colombian. He wanted to move in with me, honey child. I was like, pump the brakes on that idea. You're not moving in, and taking advantage of nobody. Go get your own place. I need my space. But you have a 2-bedroom, but thanks. That's great. And I work hard for that. You're not got nothing to do with that. So here the joke now. He had a place in Windsor Park, and that's why certain lifestyle is not for me. And I'll be the first to tell you all about it. You can call me bougie, whatever you want, but it's just not gonna work, okay? And I went there all of 2 times. And guess what I saw if I never saw a roach up in there? Well, you don't want me to move in with you. I said, that's not my problem. You afford what you can afford, and you're gonna have to get pest control and keep it clean and whatever. And that ain't got nothing to do with me. But from now on, if you want to see me, you have to come to me. I can't come to you. And let's just say that situationship never lasted for long. Because don't lower your standards for nobody, honey child. Caller, what are you saying?
What, saying?
My
it's
dear.
Beautiful today on the bluff.
Oh my God, somebody send me a picture. No, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. I'm getting pictures now.
What
Lord Jesus. Now? Joseph, he says number 25 Oak Mill Street. The pit is overflowing all over the yard. I've been calling DEH, but they're not doing anything about it. And the scent is so unbearable. So Joseph, I want you to WhatsApp me so I can send you this picture of this house and tell me if it's the same location that we're talking about. Because if this is the case, and not just tenants complaining who don't want to pay their rent. Joseph, WhatsApp me 9362626. I've got a photo here, and I want to know if this is the same house that you're also saying has this problem that you've been complaining to DEH about. Caller, what a hot mess.
Yeah, you can send it to me too or publish it. I'm pretty sure I know the house. Because Planet slumlords were down in Windsor Park messing up the place, and that used to be a beautiful community years ago. We almost bought a house in there when we first moved to Grand Cayman in the late 70s. So it was a beautiful place, Sandra. I can afford to tell you. Beautiful. And it just kept getting nastier and nastier, and people stopped taking care of their yards, you do have those individuals who still maintain their properties in there, and you can drive through and see who they are. But then you have all these apartment complexes, and they're only looking for the money. They're not bothering to upgrade anything. I had a client down in there one time call me to rent their properties for them. When I went, because I ain't going to just list it, but I'll go and see it and take pictures of it and ask a million questions about it. He said that he had a laundry facility on the complex, right? That you paid to not one machine and not one dryer was working. They were rusted to pieces up there. And you know what he said? Well, I tell him that it's haired, but we don't really, you can't use it. And I'm like, how can you justify saying that when your tenants can't even use this facility, but you got running in your ad about laundry facility? That's how they trap you.
Yeah.
They bring you in to come see it, and then you think about it. When you realize you can't do your laundry there after you sign the lease, you want to get out, and then they do all kinds of stuff to you after that, In that case, what he used to include in the rent was light and water. And what he did was he had individual meters for each unit. So when you didn't pay the rent, he shut the water off and padlock it. So you're paying rent that includes that. This is why the Residential Tenancies Act was put in place in 2009, and then it was sat on the books and it wasn't enacted. And then finally, Duncan Taylor came along and enacted it, and it's now is an active law. But nobody is enforcing it because it requires them to put a commission in place. You think that if we're trying to protect the tenants out here, even government are tenants to a lot of these slumlords, putting our people up in these places where the landlord's only collecting the government money every month and not maintaining nothing. You would think that they would take the initiative and make sure that law is enforced and put the commission in place so that you have some arbitration going on between landlord and tenant with this commission. But no, they're not looking at the fact that they make these laws, Sandra, have them sitting there looking at you, and you're like, we could utilize so many sections of that right now to protect our rights as a tenant. And there is no protection, none. Anyways, coming to the Bracknell now with the water issue? Well, it looks like the only people that can get water in the bluff is Miss Julie, Mark Tibbetts, and Kurt Tibbetts subdivision in Watering Place, because they just bought Mr. Green land on the corner of Tibbetts Turn there, and now they're putting ramps up on the bluff right in Julie's backyard. And Mark Tibbetts, huge subdivision, Sandra, and the people need to know who paid for that subdivision, because under the law, government is entitled to pave a road into an area if there's more than 3 houses there. Not one house there, Sandra, but what they did, the tricksters, let me tell you what they did, and I put the video on my page. They joined it to the other sections that are there, that land that not their subdivision. They just made the roads connect. That way they can say that there's more than 3 houses down in there, so government got pay for the road. That's the corruption up here in district admin. And Kim and Bracker sitting looking at it and talking about it, but what are they doing about it? What are they doing about it? Nothing. Complaining, the usual complaints. Now, we're not, us that on the bluff, not getting no water piped to us. I got called water authority. They're bringing pump water into my cistern. Once a year, I get my cistern clean. But I throw chlorine tabs in my cistern, even though it's water piped from the water authority, which is tested and good. I still add additional stuff to it, including Clorox as well, because Clorox, 2 cups of Clorox in a 4,000-gallon cistern is perfect. That'll take care of anything in it. And if your cistern is secure, mine is under my house, and it's secure, so I don't get a lot of anything in it. When I opened it one day and I saw a frog down right in front of me, I just reached down, Sandy, and grabbed him because I got over my fear of frogs and threw him out my cistern.
Grab a frog? Are you crazy?
Yes. I got over my fear of frogs. And I can tell you when I did, years ago, when I lived in Prospect on Victory Avenue, we had one major monsoon season. And on either side of me had a lot of swamp land where my apartment was. So one night I come home now and I go in, I didn't have no lights on, I go in my back door, and all I could feel was this stuff, all these little things dropping on me, wet stuff dropping on me. What the hell? I couldn't see that. When I got inside my house and turned the light on, realized there was a million frogs on my back door. I said, okay, Lord.
Oh my God.
I'm over my fear of y'all now. I went back outside, brushed them off my door and brush them off myself. Made sure I got over the fear of frogs. That was the one time I got over the fear of frogs. I ain't afraid of frogs no more.
You're not afraid of them no more, Lord Jesus. All right, we got another caller.
Not afraid of them.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, folks, I'm going to show you guys a video here in a second. I want to get your opinion on this video, so make sure you stay tuned. Morning, caller.
Morning, Auntie Sandra.
Morning. How you doing?
And not as good as you. But this young man that you talking to, Sandra, Auntie San, if you go around Windsor Park, you see where part this is. It look like you up in we call it into a slum. The government should lick this place down. And the construction been going on this location for how many years that I can't tell you.
Wow.
And the neighbors will tell you so.
Oh my gosh.
Government needs to lick this location down.
Oh my goodness. All right, honey.
The place is a living slum.
We're gonna find out what DEH has to say about it. Thank you, darling.
And it's the same thing with the location down into West Bay. The ladies charging the people here an arm and a leg, and into one apartment alone should have 30 people staying, and they're paying $3,500.
Wow. Somebody says you're speaking. Somebody says you're speaking facts. Live and sleep like slums. Constantly adding on for decades and not fixing nothing. Roaches all over the place. Oh my Jesus.
That is correct.
Thank you, caller. I think once we identify, a particular location, then something definitely has got to be done about it. And I feel sorry for Aliano. He sounds like a nice young man and everything on social media, but that ain't got nothing to do with the price of rice in China. Once you're highlighted on CMR for, ridiculousness, you're going to have to get it together. Wow. All right. Let's do a vote this morning. I want y'all to look at a video and tell me what you see in this video. So hold on. I'm going to do the regular polls, but I wanted to say that we do have a new polling system. I think I'm going to have to scrounge up my coins and pay for. This came about because the port people, pro-port people, said that you anti-port people were cheating and were lying and double voting and whatever. So I've had to look at some options that would prevent you from double voting based on your IP address. Oh, I wish people could just be honest. It'd make life so much simpler. But as we all know, you can't leave it up to the people to always do the right thing. And so there has to be checks and balances in place and, systems that deter dishonest people. So here we are. I'm going to deploy that, and I will redo the question in relation to the port so that we can get some votes on it ahead of what looks like a referendum that's coming our way in any event, okay? So, but for the purposes of today, this is not a really serious, contentious issue. So y'all don't have to get up in arms about it. Let me see here now. So the question is, who is at fault? All right. So I'm going to show you this driving video that was on social media. And I want you to tell me which vehicle was at fault in this scenario. So that's the question. You have the truck, white truck, which is coming from the left, or gray vehicle in the roundabout. Well, let me not even say in the roundabout, because they're trying to argue, I'm going to show it to you. They're trying to argue that the car wasn't in the roundabout. So gray vehicle. I guess we can just leave it like that. All right. So you're going to get to vote here in a second. Okay. So that's the question. Let me share the QR code. 1 second, honey chow. And then I'm going to show you the video. So if you haven't seen the video yet, you have no clue what we're talking about, I'm going to show it to you. If you've already seen the video and you've already made a determination on which is which, then you can go ahead and start voting from now. All right, so which video is at fault? The Zoe says, boy, Aliana, you're gonna need a lot of Henny for this one. Maybe you stay off the Henny, stop spending money on the Henny, and you can fix some shit around the place. I'm just saying. Praise the Lord. We're off the radio, by the way. 9:32, already off air. So don't be calling off, Reg. Oh my God, Sandy said shit on the radio. No, I didn't. Okay. Let's watch the video. So coming into roundabout, this is driving 101. And it certainly tells me that based on one or two people who were trying to defend the foolishness, it explains certainly why we have so many accidents in Cayman, and in particular, so many accidents in a roundabout. You guys apparently just don't know how to drive. You don't know who has the right of way in a roundabout or how roundabouts are supposed to work. Look, now. All right. So let me put it in context. This is coming from, picture yourself coming from A.L. Thompson's way. You're on the Hartwell bypass, right? What's it called? Hartwell. And you're coming down that bypass, right? So you're kind of headed towards Cayman Bay. Now, you know there are multiple entrances to Cayman Bay. This is the one that is closest to the new Health City Cayman Bay location. So this is kind of like the first major one that you actually come to. And these are all multi-dual lane roundabouts, right? So you kind of need to get in your lane and know where it is that you're going. So as you can see here, driving here, You have 3 lanes, right? The one far right lane, this is where the car is. You'd be in that lane because you are going to be turning to the right. That's why you're in that lane, okay? So follow me now. Here we go. So you're driving. By the way, some of you will be asking me, well, Sandy, what camera is this? This is the one that I always recommend. You see down at the bottom, it gives you your longitude and latitude, your time, your date stamp, even the miles that you're doing. So you can see if the person's doing the correct speed, 19 miles per hour. All right, so here we go. Coming around the roundabout, right? I'm in that far right lane. So you're going to be turning that direction, right? Not going the other way. Now look at this white truck. You see that white truck right there? Let me ask you all a question. At what point are you in the roundabout? Let's back it up. I say that you're in the roundabout from right here. You see where, let's fast forward it. Boom. To me, where those cones kind of start, that's why they put them there. That is technically where the roundabout, like to let people know I'm coming this direction because you can't be going anywhere else at this point. This is where you're going, right? So it's obvious that the vehicle is not going straight on Esterly Tibbetts behind the black car, or I think that's kind of a bluish looking car. Would everybody agree with me that at this point you're in the roundabout? The white truck, which you can see all the way there in the background, this is where I need a little pointer. The white truck is claiming that he was in the roundabout and had, well, he's not claiming it. Let me clarify this. Other people who drive and have driver's licenses in Cayman are claiming that he was in the roundabout before the gray car. And I'm asking, how is that possible when the gray car is in the roundabout from here and he's nowhere near where the roundabout would be? So he still has quite a ways to go to the end of that. So that lane now, NRA, they're putting up a lot of cones, child. They're trying to help y'all learn how to drive better. So they put up the traffic control cones there to say, okay, if you're going to be turning in this direction, you need to get in that lane beforehand. And so they have the cones going quite a distance now to kind of separate that lane. So you have to decide, you can't make a changeover at the last minute because that's what happens. People change at the last minute and they cause accidents, right? So you have to get over in sufficient notice so people know what it is that you're doing. So you get over now if you're planning to turn in that direction, right? So in my mind, this vehicle, boom, right here is in the roundabout. People coming from where the truck is coming from now, and you see he still has a ways to get to the end of it before he would technically be in the roundabout, they must give way to the right. People, when you learn how to drive in the Cayman Islands, one of the critical things that's important, because we have so many of them, is proper usage of a roundabout. You have to give way to the right. And you know what give way means? It doesn't mean that you just fly through the roundabout and hope that somebody doesn't hit you. You are supposed to come to a stop. Look to your right, honey child, over yeso. Make sure that there's nobody else in the roundabout and that you have full clearance. I don't understand how people are driving in this country and can say that the white truck was actually in the right and had full clearance. Let's continue to look at the video. See? He's not even at the end yet. He's not even entered the roundabout. This car is well in the roundabout. Now we're going to make the left turn and head towards the new bypass extension, head towards Health City in that entrance to Camana Bay. Continue to look. And look at him, okay? Now he's going to enter the roundabout and force this vehicle to brake and almost cause an accident. Look there. Right. And the vehicle is going towards the left down that road there. Indicator on and everything. How on earth? You see why we always have accidents in Cayman? People are taking chances. He's not supposed to, somebody's like, oh, well, did they have the indicator on? It doesn't matter. When he comes to the end of this right here, right? Because you see the far lane people, they're the ones who are turning, now their thing is corded off, right? So they're the ones who are turning that way. Even to them, because I use this every single day almost, even to them, when they get right here, you see that yield sign? That's reminding them that they have to yield. There's no yield sign that's placed in a roundabout, but it's called common sense. That's how roundabouts works. So the right truck should have yielded at this point, which means that you stop. You don't do a rolling yield where you're not sure if you have full clearance. You actually stop first and then give way to the people to the right. So this little truck, I don't know what kind of truck this is, but this little truck, you almost caused a collision yesterday. And half y'all, and you see, it shows you exactly where it was on the Esterly Tibbetts going on to the new J. Bodden Highway. Can y'all please learn how to drive? So somebody's saying the gray vehicle is at fault. There's always got to be that one person. Go ahead and put in your votes, folks. Who thinks the white truck coming from the left was at fault in this situation? And who thinks the gray vehicle was at fault? And I would love to hear from the person who's saying the gray vehicle, because again, you shouldn't be on Cayman roads, because that's definitely not the case. This to me, this is not even, oh, it looks like they might have misvoted. They changed their vote. This is not a contentious situation. This is actually really, really easy. Irvin says the white truck is wrong. Marshall says the white truck. Mike says a guy did this to me last month when I braked. A third car rear-ended me and ran off. Oh my God. You see what I'm telling you? Wow. No, sir. What a mess. I tell you what. Now let me show you another situation yesterday. We're looking for this individual. They hit somebody's wall down in oh gosh, what's that area called again? Oh yes, we have a video of them now. So this is down in Fairbanks next to Siesta Gardens. This person got their wall runaway closed, their wall smashed into, and the person drove off. Well, we actually have footage of who the person is that did this. And so I'm going to suggest, sir or madam, that you come forward here today and do the right thing. You smash into somebody's wall. I don't know if you were drinking, if you were drunk, or what your situation was, but when you smash into someone's wall, you have got to take accountability for it, and you've got to do the right thing. So let me show you that video as well. It's a wonder. Go ahead and vote, folks. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Jim says common sense is seriously lacking. And Jim, the horrible thing about it is when it's lacking on the roadways, that puts everybody's life in jeopardy. And that's a problem. The truck in the roundabout have the right of way. It's not a truck, but as long as you don't mean the white one, that does not have the right of way. Gabby says the A.L. Thompson's roundabout have the same problem, and people don't know how to use the inside and outside lanes. Again, that's why it is the singular hottest spot for car accidents in Cayman. Every single day, I swear, there's an accident there because people do not know how to use the roundabout. And worse yet, that they don't tend to signal. Even when they're in the wrong, they're in the inner lane and they be cutting across, trying to go all the way over, like you'd be going towards Sound Road. They just cut right across people and don't pay attention, don't look, don't give clearance, nothing. Leroy said, I smell someone wanting an insurance payout. The thing is, it looked like a very brand new truck. Anthony says that looked like the one that Rubus gave away for Christmas. I don't know. Chevy Montana, is that what it is? Well, sir, your license plate number was taken down and you've been reported to the police for careless driving. You all need to get it together. Pat says defensive driving classes should be required to get a license and do your renewals. Urban Thread says apologies if it's already been discussed this morning, but I'd like to voice my concerns of the polls from the Chrisley Tomlinson roundabout going straight to Spot Straight. I really don't think that the government thought this through. Emergency vehicles don't have much space. Oh, that is a very interesting point, Urban Threads. In fact, this is the new Spot Straight, which we know a lot of people have been complaining about. Just yesterday, when I was going into town yesterday afternoon, I saw an ambulance passing me right there. And to be honest, they had no room to pass. And I thank you, Urban Threads, reminding me, because I meant to send this to NRA to say to them that this is a problem. I made the observation. Thank you, Urban Threads. I saw it yesterday and I thought I was driving. So, of course, you know, I was like, where the ambulance was trying to pass another car. The car couldn't really pull over anywhere. And I'm thinking, oh, that's not good for that part. Now, I don't know what else it's supposed to do, like prevent cars from going over on the other side, I guess, and having a head-on collision. But people run right through those cones when they have an accident. So I'm not sure how much that matters. But anyway, Marshall says anyone already in the roundabout has the right of way. Anyone entering the roundabout has to yield to who's already in the roundabout. Exactly. Jane says that that person in the white truck needs to take the Cayman driving test or exchanging his or her license. Once again, it's people not knowing how to drive and making these careless mistakes that are causing accidents on our roadways. Anthony says there should be no give way in a roundabout. Whoever's traversing the roundabout has the right of way. That's what we mean. They do have the right of way. But that means that the people who are coming into it have to stop, look, see that there's clearance before they jump on. That's how it works. So I don't know what they're doing. Miss Faith and Hope says that's what the drivers do at the Crew Road roundabout. They speed through and blow me when I slow down to ensure the driver coming from the airport fence is not turning into the roundabout. One turn on me before, no indicator. Good thing I was a road angel and not a road hog. Yes, Urban, that's coming. Absolutely. We're going to talk about immigration changes. Blackberry says when we allow folks to obtain licenses without undergoing sufficient driving classes and who don't have a good understanding of roads and proper use, we end up with all the accidents we see. That, as well as drivers, are just plain inconsiderate. And I don't know if that was just being inconsiderate or what, but what a hot mess. All right. Anybody can help identify the owner of this white SUV? It looks like an older model Honda. You see that here is where they ran into the fence. Oh my God, where the hell were they going? Look there. Wow. Coming down the road, somehow lost control and kaboom, right into the fence. Whoever you are, back up and then took off. Look there. Got out the car, looked at his own vehicle, had the nerves to check his own vehicle, saw that he damaged the fence, and still took off. Oh, he looks Caucasian. I'm just saying. This time we're not looking for Jamaican. Raymond says that's a Mitsubishi. Send out the alert. It's not a Jamaican. I know y'all gonna be laughing this morning because y'all want to blame Jamaicans for everything. Nope, this is one of our Caucasian friends this time. He can't drive. My God, where the hell is he going? Boom! Look at that. Jeez, peace. All right, sir, you forgot to tell the people that you hit their fence and now you're gonna have to repair that wall. So we're gonna go ahead and post him up now because let me see now. Let me put the little video together, honey child. Oh Lord, y'all are crazy. It's a Mitsubishi Pajero. Oh, thank you. You see how horrible I am at cars. That kind of looked like a Honda to me, but there you go. You know, women are really good with knowing cars. So. All right, so we have still photos of the vehicle. We have the video. And so, sir, come and fix the people them vehicle. What are you doing? And all the witnesses did nothing. Well, they all got out and looked. I mean, I guess they thought he would have done the right thing. They made sure that he was okay and he didn't need help. He got back in. So I guess they assumed that he would have done the right thing. So listen, if you're one of the people who got out, this yesterday, this would have been, I think, Fairbanks Road. If you got out and spoke to this guy, please give a description. I mean, we already know he's Caucasian male, but anything else that, you know, if you remember anything else of noteworthiness, he was wearing white shorts and some kind of bluish looking top. Please come forward. Yes, fix the fence. Well, he can fix his vehicle, but that's the matter for him. If you are a mechanic shop and let me see here now. If you're a mechanic shop and you have a white Pajero coming to get fixed, reach out as well. Y'all need Jesus. Honestly. Horrible. All right. Sir, you should have stopped because now you're going to be all over Mall Road. We're looking for you. One male Caucasian on the loose in the Cayman Islands. Anybody knows where to find him? We're going to post up the video now. Ay. Like I always say, I don't know how hard it is for y'all to do the right thing, but clearly it's a problem. We'll find him. Let's take some bets. I say, you know, it's a little bit easier to find other people. I'd say by midday, we're going to know exactly who he is, Bobo. All right, vote in the poll. Everybody for so far is saying the truck was in the wrong. Thank you, Miss Dorothy. Jim said Jesus and the disciples. That Jeep can buff out. Not with the, hold on. Let me show y'all the amount of damage that it caused. Not for nothing, but this not no little bit of damage, you know? I wonder, I'm like, the dude must have been drunk in the middle of the afternoon. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Tore down the people, them little fence. Hold on. Little brick wall. Hold on, honey child. Look at this. This is what they do, destroy people's property and then just drive off? Come on now. Look. That whole wall, I think the wall might need some steel in it, though, to be honest. But there you go. There it is. Yep. That's going to require a repair job. Can't just patch that. They're going to have to take down a portion of that wall and redo it. But I think it also needs a little bit of steel enforcement in it. Next time it'll do more damage to his vehicle where he won't be able to drive off so easily. And I mean, where he hit it, it looked like he almost hit that CUC. What are those things called? It like anchors part of the, I think, pole or whatever. He almost hit that the way, I mean, my gosh, what a mess. El Rey says, cheap wall, holes not poured and no steel. Well, I definitely can see that there's no steel in it because he would have had more damage than that too. Maybe it's a good thing, might have taken his life if it had steel in it because it would have stopped the vehicle in a very different kind of way. But shoddy construction, honey child. The accident can be reduced significantly and traffic back can also be reduced if the correct decisions are made. Sandra made a recommendation when they were on with you, but they knock it down. What recommendation was that? All right. Detentioner. Thanks, Leroy. All right, folks. So more bad drivers on our roadways. What a mess. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. How you doing?
Not bad. How are you? All right. Did you vote? Did you vote on the poll on which vehicle was at fault?
No, I didn't do that one. I'm doing the one you're doing right now.
Yeah, did you see the video that we played? Of the car coming into the roundabout and who was at fault?
I saw that one, yes.
And who was at fault? You're the driving expert. Who's at fault?
Well, let me quickly tell you about the roundabout.
Mm-hmm.
The approach to a roundabout.
Mm-hmm.
You're planning to go, but you're preparing to stop if it's not safe to go.
Well, that's called a giveaway, sir. That's what we've been saying. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. And but the question here, because some people seem to think that truck was already in the roundabout.
Well, as far as I can see, the truck was approaching the roundabout.
Approaching and being in the roundabout are two different things.
Definitely.
If it's not in the roundabout, it has to stop and give way.
Yes, we give way to vehicles that are already on the roundabout.
Yep. All right, honey child.
No, I'm not finished with you.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
The vehicle that hit the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every bend, the one on Third Bank, every bend has a critical curb speed. And this vehicle was definitely...
He was coming too fast around the bend.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened is, if he exceeds the critical curb speed of the bend, instead of following the curvature of the bend, it's going to go straight. That's why it went straight on and collided in the wall. And that road is 25 miles per hour.
Yeah, he was speeding.
It was exceeding 25 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Straight on into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I know so.
Yes.
But it takes an accident reconstruction to determine the speed that it was doing.
Yeah.
And so, as Newton's laws of motion, because you have a body in motion, that's law number one. A body in motion will continue a straight line, except if acted upon an external force.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, because of the excessive speed, it went straight on.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you try to steer to go around the bend, it's not going to go around the bend because the speed is excessive.
Yeah.
So that Peugeot didn't make it. Even if you steer it to and go around, it's going to go straight on. So that's
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
So always a good explanation. He's a driving instructor and former, he was police, right? I'm trying to remember if he was police. But anyway, driving instructor of many, many years worth of experience. So can y'all learn to drive better? I mean, if we have to keep making examples of you guys and posting all of your bad driving all over the place, then so be it. That's what's going to happen. Embarrassment and CMR might make y'all drive better. I don't know. Jesus, take the wheel. All right. That's it for today's show. Let's talk about immigration. I saw the video. Go vote on the poll. I sent out the links. Yes, I did see the video of us being discussed by the Bermudians, saying that we're an example of failures. Now, the end result is a failure in a lot of respects. However, it's not comparing apples to apples. So Bermuda can throw shade at us. We have some very, very similar things between us and Bermuda, which I think is very, very interesting. But there are actually some differences as well on our history and our development and how we are where we are. And not for nothing, Bermuda can say whatever they want, but we also know that they're a little bit envious and jealous of Cayman's position. But on the immigration point, they're right. Now, what they might be blaming about how we got here is, I think, is a very, very different conversation. So I tell you what, we're going to get in contact with an MP from Bermuda. I'm going to have Mr. Famous on the show. We're going to try to break it down and talk about the immigration conundrum that we're experiencing. Perhaps we'll do this on Friday's show. And also why we are where we are, how we've gotten here. I think that that's a very, very important discussion to be had as well. Okay, so let's plan on Friday for that discussion. You guys have a wonderful day. Today's Hump Day Wednesday. Get out there and do some work. On honest days living, never kill anybody. Try to drive better on the roads. And I'm sure you'll be just fine. Okay, honey child. All right, y'all have a good one. Be safe.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.